Dvar Torah on Nishtana, the famous, beautiful song you've all been singing since you're pretty young. What is this? How is this night different than all the other nights? Seems like a very childish and simple question. Why is this night of Passover different than all the other nights? And then we explain 4 different ways in which this night is different. Interesting, right? We call it the 4 questions, but really it's one question. Why is this night different? And so we say, on this night we eat only matzah, while on other nights we eat chametz and matzah. On this night we dip more than once, while on other nights we may not even dip at all. On this night we eat while reclining, while on other nights we may not recline at all. These are questions that we ask to show that this night is different. However, there's another component to it. We say, Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. Why is this night so different? Because we do things that are contradictory. On the one hand, on this night of Pesach, we do things that make it seem like we are kings and queens and royalty. We recline, we eat a first course, we of karpas, we dip what we're eating, we make sure that we're like kings and queens with a beautiful table. Those are things that we do to show we are like kings and queens. On the other hand, we eat this broken, dry matzah, lechem oni, a bread of poverty, a bread of affliction. On the other hand, we eat maror, the bitter herbs. And so the question really we're asking is, what's the story with this night? On the one hand, it's a night of liberty, freedom, and royalty. On the other hand, it's a night of remembering bitterness and poverty and slavery. What is the story? And on that we answer, Avadim hayinu leparo b'Mitzrayim. We were slaves to Paro in Mitzrayim, and the very night of Pesach, was split into 2. Up until midnight, we were in fact slaves. We were still considered, in a way, slaves of Paro, which is why we eat the broken matzah, we eat the bread of poverty, we eat the maror. On the other hand, after midnight, after the plague of the firstborn, Paro told the Jewish people, guys, time to leave. And so then we became free. So on this same night of Passover, we're actually marking and remembering that very night in Egypt, which had both elements to it. It had an element of slavery until midnight, and it also had an element of freedom when Paro said, guys, get out of here. And that's why we remember, Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. Why is this night different? In the sense that this night is actually a mixed message. It has both freedom and slavery, both poverty and royalty and redemption. Why? Because on the first Pesach, Avadim hayinu leparo b'Mitzrayim, we used to be slaves to Paro in Mitzrayim. Happy Passover.